We'd like to welcome everyone back to Bakersfield for Day 2 of the 2014 California Community Colleges Athletic Association Softball State Championships here at Dean and Ada Gay Sports Complex on the campus of Bakersfield College. This is an elimination game. It's going to be 2 in a barbecue for one team. The other team's going to extend to play Mount San Antonio in an elimination game coming up. So a lot riding on this game. My name's Matt Folsom. Along with me, the assistant coach. I'm just going to call you the co-head coach. It's, where is he? He's not listening. All right. Dennis Bloss from Cypress College. He's forgotten more about softball than I'll ever know. So he has great insight on Santiago Canyon. I'd like to welcome you to the booth tonight.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Very appreciated. And it's going to be a great game, and two teams are going to be battling out to see who's going home. So it's a winner at all costs. And
we were just talking before we went on the air. This is the battle of the pregnant coaches. On the left, you see Nicole Borg, due to give birth in September. On the right, you see Santiago Canyon's Lisa Camargo, due to give birth in a month or so. And
pretty impressive. They'll both be coaching third base, I think.
I saw Lisa yesterday. Nicole was out there as well. So we have had nothing but excitement in the 3 games here so far in Bakersfield. The College of San Mateo lost 9-5 to Mount San Antonio in Game 1 yesterday, but it was much closer than the score indicated. The Mounties jumped out to a 5-0 lead, an 8-0 lead, but before you know it, it was 8-5. The Bulldogs 3 runs down against the Mounties. Game ended 9-5, as I mentioned, but it was a great game. Then in the nightcap last night, Sierra bounced back from a 1-0 deficit to score 3 runs and defeat the #1 South seed Santiago Canyon. That's why they're here today, 3-1. In a game that just ended, Mount San Antonio up 6-0 after 2 innings. Lost a heartbreaker to Sierra, 7-6 in 8. All the way back, the Wolverines came. They won the game on an unearned run, an error, an overthrow at first base with a runner on third. Alina Willard scoring from third. And I don't know if we've ever had games won on unearned runs in a championship series.
Not very often, but you know that's why, Matt, when Mount Sac was up 6-0, that's why we as coaches always tell our players, keep playing every single inning and every single out. And they did that, and Sierra came back. 6-0 is a good it's hard deficit to come back, and Sierra just kept plugging away.
They did. And San Mateo kept plugging away yesterday against the Mounties as well, down 8-0. That's a big hole after 4 innings. They came back to make it 8-5.
Kind of shows you the heart of all these players out here. That these kids just keep coming back down. You know, most times they'll just fold and they don't. And so that was a great comeback today by Sierra. You know, we played Mount Sac last week and we didn't come back. And so for Sierra to come back, I know what they were at, and they came back and had a great comeback. So congratulations to Sierra.
That's why they're here. That's why all these teams are here. Let's do the lineups for Santiago Canyon. The reserves: number 8, Gabrielle Leverado. Number 11, Janessa Walls. Number 13, Andrea Olia.
Number 17, Devin Waldron.
17, Devin Waldron.
Number 19, Caitlin Stapp.
And number 19, Caitlin Stapp.
Number 20, Misty Hewlett.
20, Misty Hewlett.
Number 24, Ashley Sutter.
24, Ashley Sutter.
Number 27, Mariah Gonzalez.
27, Mariah Gonzalez. Every team has a Gonzalez this year.
It seems like that.
And number 32, Yanessa Salgado. You're non-starters for Santiago. Let's meet their starters.
In left field, number 22, McCrae Caton.
Batting first, the left fielder, 22, McCrae Caton.
The right fielder, number 1, Jordan Diaz.
Batting second, the right fielder, number 1, Jordan Diaz.
Playing second base, number 4, Tori Duquette.
Batting third, playing second base, number 4, Tori Duquette.
At first base, number 33, Sydney Abunasar.
Cleanup hitter, playing first base, 33, Sydney Abunasar.
The designated player, number 28, Desiree Rascon.
Batting fifth, the DP, 28, Desiree Rascon.
Doing the catching, number 6, our birthday girl, Maddie Smith.
Batting 6 and catching, and number 6, Maddie Smith. It's her birthday today.
In center field, number 7, Victoria White.
Batting 7, center fielder, number 7, Victoria White.
Playing third base, number 31, Stephanie Pelletier.
Batting 8, playing third base, 31, Stephanie Pelletier.
Playing shortstop, number 10, Krista Carranza.
And batting 9, playing shortstop, number 10, Krista Carranza. And in the circle, had a great game yesterday. Number 30, Carly Wade.
By Lisa Camargo, assisted by Lindsay Klabaka.
The Hawks are coached by Lisa Camargo. Her assistant coaches Lindsay Klabaka, Doug Aiken, Keely Starr, and Brandis Kutzbeck.
From the north, home team for tonight's game, the non-starters, number 1, Lacey Crawford.
Now let's meet the home team. Reserves, College of San Mateo, number 1, Lacey Crawford. Number 2, Kelly McDade.
Number 4, Ashley Miller.
Number 4, Ashley Miller.
Number 22, Lauren Beria-Atua.
Number 22, Lauren Beria-Tua.
Number 23, Mercedes Covarrubias.
Number 23, Mercedes Covarrubias.
Number 33, Araceli Osuna.
Number 33, Araceli Osuna.
Brittany Wilkerson.
Number 42, Brittany Wilkerson.
And now the starting lineup for the Bulldogs.
Starting lineups now for the Bulldogs.
Number 5, Raquel Martinez.
Batting first, center fielder, number 5, Raquel Martinez.
At shortstop, number 7, Kaylee Smith.
Batting second, the shortstop, number 7, Kayleen Smith.
At second base, number 25, Talisa Fiami.
Batting third, playing second base, 25, Talisa Fiami.
In right field, number 10, Scania Lemus.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 10, Scania Lemus.
At first base, number 24, Melina Rodriguez.
Batting fifth, playing first base, 24, Melina Rodriguez.
At third base, number 21, Brooke Ramsey.
Batting sixth, third baseman, 21, Brooke Ramsey. Her dad won a custom glove from Mizuno today.
Natalie Saucedo.
Batting seventh, the left fielder, 13, Natalie Saucedo.
Doing the catching, number 15, Leilani Akai.
Batting eighth and catching, 15, Leilani Akai.
The designated player, number 9, Taylor Cruz.
And batting ninth, the DP, number 9, Taylor Cruz.
24, Ashlyn.
In the circle for San Mateo with a record of 25-2. Number 44, Ashlyn Neal.
National anthem for this game.
The Bulldogs are coached by Nicole Borg. Her assistants, Toby Garza, Dale Bassman, Denise Fabrice, and Michelle Tating. I got Denise's name wrong every time I've called it. I'm not going to do that again.
No more.
So here we go, Dennis Bloss, an elimination game. Everything on the line.
Yeah, and this is two of the top seeds. The top seed from the north and the top seed from the south. So they didn't probably expect to be here in this elimination game. So this is do or die, and you got to give everything you got. So this, once again, is going to be a great game.
You don't often see the two number 1 seeds play in an elimination game.
Not very often.
It does happen. Ashlyn Neal in the circle. Gave up 5 runs to Mount San Antonio yesterday. Stayed in the game. She is an outstanding pitcher. Been with the Bulldogs for 2 years. All conference, all regional. So we're just about to get underway with the elimination game. We'll call it a loser's bracket game in case that makes more sense to some of you. Loser goes home. Winner plays Mount San Antonio College in the nightcap in another elimination game. For these teams, you got to win or you go home from here on out. Sierra, 2-0 now after coming back to beat Mount San Antonio 7-6 in 8 innings. They are in the championship game tomorrow. Wolverines playing on championship Sunday. Having to lose 2, that's a real advantage.
Yeah, it is, and we were there a couple years ago. When we've been in the state championship, and it's if you can get there that Sunday, you've got kind of the advantage because these teams are going to battle each other out, and as a winners, you want to play as many as you can,
right?
So you can tire them out and get them ready.
So Sierra right now heading to the hotel, heading to a nice dinner. All the other teams sitting here thinking, "Wow, I still got to play another one today."
Yep. The The winner of this game gets to play, and the loser gets to go home. So
Doing a barbecue.
we're going to have a great game today.
Leading off the game for Santiago Canyon, left fielder McCrae Caton. Caton batting .466, leads the team in runs batted in, total bases, slugging percentage, and hits. So she's what you want out of a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, McCrae was their leader. You know, playing him 3 times, she was a tough out for us this year. So
First pitch from Neal, in for a strike.
So it's 1-1. So
1-1. How did I miss that first pitch? Was it?
It was outside.
It's outside. Cameron, you got to keep me on track down there. I missed the first one. 1-1 pitch from Neal.
You know,
Catches the outside corner. Delayed call on that.
and this, 3 pitches, 3 things outside. So 3 pitches have been outside, has not come inside. So you're starting to see down these games, a lot of people are getting working outside.
This one hit to center field.
So it's got a chance.
It's deep. Off the top of the fence.
Oh, she's going.
McCrae Caton all the way over to third. Nice throw on the relay. She's safe. Great relay throw from center fielder Raquel Martinez to Natalie Saucedo. Almost had it to third baseman Brooke Ramsey.
McCrae didn't hesitate either. She would have hesitated around the second base. She would have been thrown out. She didn't. She kept going.
And that's what these teams do. We've seen it from both of them all year long. You've seen Santiago Canyon do it a lot more than I have.
They're in our league. They were the league champs.
And it's been a while since they've been league champs. Is that
They
the first
never
one?
have. First one they ever had. We had won 13 straight, I think it was.
Wow. So you're 13-1 in the last 14 years.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Reminds me of a line from Stripes. We're 10-1.
Yeah, we've had a good run, so.
At the plate for the Hawks, the right fielder Jordan Diaz. Diaz batting .298, 6 runs batted in. Slapper.
Slapper, a lot of speed on Jordan.
0-1 pitch. Misses outside. Ball 1. 1-1 now. Just underway here in an elimination game. McCrae Caton leading off with a triple.
Just missed the home run. Hit the top of the fence and bounced in.
I think if there had been no wind running from left to right, it probably would have gone out.
Yeah, it was hit pretty good.
The pitch, bunted foul.
So far there's been 3 pitches. It's 1-2 and 3 pitches outside. So it looks like Ashland is really working the outside part of the plate today for the first 2 hitters.
For the first 2 hitters, and of course that could change at a moment's notice.
Yes, it can.
Depending on how Santiago Canyon adjusts.
As you can see, Jordan's really on top in the batter's box.
She is hugging the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one bunted to the third baseman. Throw just a little bit off, but still effective as Diaz goes down. That one's Ramsey to Rodriguez. Melina Rodriguez, the first baseman, and 1 out now.
That was a really good play by the first baseman Rodriguez to have to stay there. The girl's running at you, and she makes the catch as she kind of gets contact at the same time. So
Ramsey's throw just pulled her off a little bit. At the plate now, Tori Duquette, second baseman. Duquette.
She's kind of like a slapper / power. So she'll go up there and slap, and this time she might just sit back.
Led the team in runs, triples. You're right, yeah. 434 on the year.
She's got a little power.
That pitch outside.
Changes her game up. Slaps sometimes, stays at it hits.
Keeping the defense off balance a little, and the pitcher as well. Brad Pickler stealing a chair. I was disappointed he didn't bring his glove today. I brought mine, so I was kind of hoping we could play catch. This one hit. Perfect placement for that hit, and the first run of the game scores as McCrae Caton infield in, hit it right up the middle.
And that's what she's good for, She's creates a lot of RBI situations for herself, and McCrae gets on, she hits them in.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better placement on a hit, just right up the middle, just to the left of the shortstop.
And she was in that slapping situation, and they saw it 3 times, and shortstop came up, and she went right where the shortstop was.
Sydney Abunassar, first baseman, number 33 at the plate now. Had a great game against Sierra in the field yesterday. She was outstanding.
Sydney has a lot of power, and she's hit some home runs this year.
Leads the team, as you say. 8 on the year. You know what you're talking about.
Well, being the associate head coach for as long as I have been, my job is part of scouting, so
right.
I got to know, especially in our league. So I got to know what they do and where they hit it to. And
so how do you do that? You have a chart, and you chart each player as they come up, where they hit it, what pitches the pitcher's throwing against them?
Yeah, for us, we chart everything down. So every pitch we throw to the hitter in sequence, and so we kind of know. And once that happens, the second time, we see them more and more, we can get a better feel of what they do against us. So if we throw a curveball and she hits a heck out of it, we're going to,
You're not going to do that one again. This one hit to Brooke Ramsey over at third, over to Melina Rodriguez at first. Duquette moves to second. So 5-3 if you're scoring at home for out number 2. Brings up the DP, number 28, Desiree Rascone.
And Neil really threw her hard inside that one and jammed her. Sydney likes to get those hands out, so that's a
perfect pitch against. You'll leave my color man alone. Sonny Stupek, the venerable coach at Shasta College. Everybody's friends with Sonny. Sonny has that ability when he walks in a room, walks in a press box, to make things a little more lively.
They just called a foul ball there. I thought she grounded out, but must have said it hit off her foot. I was interrupted by Mr.
Sonny Stupek.
Mr. Stupek got me kind of a little nervous.
And of course, his Shasta Knights in the Final Four last year. Won a game.
Yes, beat Riverside, I believe.
Yeah. We played them in an early season. Sierra played them in an early season game. All 4 of our tires on our bus broke down. He and his girls drove us to the Les Schwab and got them fixed so we could go home.
There you go. See?
I mean, that's Sonny right there for you.
Sonny. He's like the mayor of Shasta.
He's the mayor of Shasta. Knew where to go. Knew the phone calls to make. Got her done.
Got her done. You got to go home.
Got to go home.
Rascone really doesn't like that inside pitch, so Neil's really been throwing to her in.
So the scouting report right there, in effect, throw her inside.
Yeah, she has great hands and goes to right center really well. So they must have watched her last night play. And
so is it one night that can cause a scouting report to say we're throwing her inside?
Most times,
Yeah, you only need one.
And then you got to make some adjustments too as you're going.
That pitch inside, I think it hit her. Yes, it did. So the runner's going to go back to second. That's Tori Duquette, who had moved up to third. She goes back to second. Desiree Rascone on getting hit in the leg. And that brings up Maddie Smith, the birthday girl. Do we know how old she is? Oh.
She's a freshman, so she's probably either 18 or 19.
She's 18 or 19.
She's a freshman. As you can see, she went inside every pitch.
She did.
And she finally got a little bit looser and hit Desiree in the foot. So
what's the story with Maddie?
Let's see, Maddie. She probably likes the more of the middle of the plate.
More of the middle, yeah. So not going to get anything good to hit from Maddie or from Ashlyn Neal.
They'll throw her some curveballs, and you see it from the first pitch, curveball right at the get-go. So
Smith, 336 coming into the tournament, 3 home runs, 29 runs batted in.
And one of those runs batted in was to beat us. So we knew that
last week in the Super Regionals.
No,
that was in the Super
the season.
So up with it, the third baseman who accounted for all 3 outs. That's Brooke Ramsey to Melina Rodriguez. But the Hawks push across a run. 1 run on 2 hits. They had a runner left. And after a half inning, it's 1-0 Santiago Canyon over the Bulldogs. Sports fans, for the latest online news, statistics, and scores of community college athletic events, log on to the 3C2A's official website, www.cccaasports.org. And you listen well because you're logged on right now, or you would not be listening to this. site is your official source for news about community college athletics. That's www.CCCAAsports.org. And we thank you wherever you're listening. You know, modern technology has allowed this game to be seen anywhere where there's access to a computer. So let your friends and family know. They have the internet. Log on to CCCAAsports.org, and they can start watching a niece or a granddaughter, a cousin, or just a friend. That's pretty cool how they've got that fixed.
That's right. Technology at its finest.
Technology at its finest. That's what I like to hear. And then they have us doing this, so that kind of takes it down a notch.
No, they fix it up a little bit.
They do. Okay.
You've been great for all these years, man.
Oh, thank you. You know, I do it once a year. That's the only time I get behind the mic all year long. That's not a public address microphone. Only time I get behind the mic at a softball game or a baseball game. And it takes me about a game to start to feel that flow. But there's nothing I like better than calling these state championship games. I love the intensity of these athletes. They're my favorite athletes in all sports. Softball players.
And our games have showed it. The coming back that they have, all these kids come back, and just the never give up attitude. And
that's right.
That's what's great about coaching girls. They never give up.
Well, and you know what's amazing is they take care of it in the classroom.
Yes,
a lot of them have jobs either full-time or part-time. And what we saw today with the sophomore showcase, I mean, these are all-star players. They take care of it on the field, too. You know, what else do you want? That's what you want out of a college student. As a parent, that's what you want when you send your daughter to a college, a community college 4-year. You want them to take care of business where it counts.
And there's no better softball in the country in the community college level than right here in California.
Right here in California.
There's nobody better.
So leading off the game for the Bulldogs, center fielder, number 5, Raquel Martinez. First pitch from Carly Wade. We were talking before the game. I heard a couple coaches yesterday say they were the toughest. She was the toughest hitter or pitcher they faced all year. Assistant coach for Sierra says she's the toughest we faced all year. We'll wait till this one's over. Up with it is Carly Wade. Not in time.
Got it. You know, you got to be covering the bunt. And Duquette was way out there, playing more up the middle. And I think that bunt caught on by surprise.
I think you're right.
And these are situations, a leadoff hitter, you always got to be aware of that. You know?
So the shortstop, Kayleen Smith, steps into the batter's box with a runner on. You faced Wade how many times? All 3 times?
All 3 times. We got to face her all 3 times. We lost 2-1, 2-1, and 3-2.
So her ERA is outstanding. The defense is outstanding, but they haven't shown it so far in this series. Made a couple errors, mishaps, whatever you want to call them, yesterday. I'm talking about the entire team. That allowed Sierra to win on unearned runs.
And if you see right now, they're in a bunt situation here. First and third are up tight. Even the second baseman, they're all up tight. You know, San Mateo wants to get back in this game, get that run and tie it up.
Got to execute that bunt, though.
It's the kind of the lost heart.
It is. It's better this year, though. Have you seen it?
Yes.
I saw it better this year.
So Carly's a really tough pitcher. She just has spit on her ball, moves the ball in or out. And it'll be tough for these hitters.
Nikki DeQuinn up here in the booth yesterday said the reason the bunts are better is superior coaching.
Well, we always can think that. So
yeah.
Well, hey, she's from the Coach of the Year, right?
She's
the North, there
she
you go.
is the North Coach of the Year. She has done a great job at Gavilan.
So there you go. That's why her team's great bunters, huh?
She knows what she's talking about.
That's right.
Does a great job here putting all this together along with Sandy Taylor. Hit the short. Not in time.
That's great hustle by
Krista Carranza. Fielded it. Tried to do it herself, unassisted. Getting over there, Raquel Martinez, who is one of the fastest Bulldogs, and their runners at first and second. Smith on with the fielder's choice.
I mean, that was routine, and you'd think you're going to get that force out, and she just, once again, went hard and slid in the second base and beat the shortstop there. So, you know, this game's all about momentum. And Santiago had it, and San Mateo bouncing right back.
I mean, when you talk about fundamentals, the fundamental play on that is you toss it to the second baseman covering.
Correct. I don't think she was there quick enough, so maybe that's why. So
Fundamentals can make you or break you, depending on how you execute them. So that brings to the plate Talisa Fiami, the second baseman. Fiami, an all-Northern California player, the second year in a row. One of my favorite players, just because I like her name, Fiami. Batting .430, led the team in plate appearances, 142, 20 doubles, 60 runs batted in, both team highs.
You know, this is a bunt situation, but let's see what she does. Doesn't look like she's in the bunt situation there.
Well, we saw in the Sierra Mount San Antonio game, players playing a little bit in too much when they should have been back.
This girl's got a lot of RBIs, so.
0-1 pitch from Wade. Count moves to 0-2. Wade way ahead.
And as you see, her ball really moves. That ball for that lefty, that screwball she has, just really cuts the corner, and she's going to live on those corners. She's going to make you hit the ball that she wants you to hit.
She was impressive yesterday with a changeup, a dirty changeup. It was just like,
there it was right there.
There it
is.
is.
An 0-2 inside change, not even expecting it. And gets you out looking.
It's always nice when they do that on cue. I love that. So that's the first out. Fiami goes down looking. Brings up the right fielder, Scania Lemus.
See, there's a bunt situation. So, you know, now you still run her scoring position at second base.
So one down now. Two runners on for the Bulldogs. That's Raquel Martinez at second, Kayleen Smith at first.
Martinez speed. Let's see if she gets a base hit. If they're going to challenge try to throw her out the plate, or.
Here's the pitch from Wade. Going over to third. Dropping the ball is Stephanie Pelletier. Nice throw from the catcher, Maddie Smith.
It's the little things. You read the play right. They throw down. They're going to have her, and it just doesn't hang on the ball. So
double steal effective for the Bulldogs. Runners on second and third, one down. Lemus at the plate. Lemus 423 average, 5 triples, 48 runs batted in.
You know, Santiago's got to make a decision: do we have the infield up, or do we just give up that run?
Because you got one down.
You got one down, or do you play to get out? So let's see what they're going to do here.
Hawks on top of the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the first, 1-0. But the College of San Mateo looking to make some noise. So is this uncharacteristic of what we've seen the last two games from this team, Santiago Canyon? They just seem to drop the ball,
make nerves a little bit, you know. And you're playing the elimination game.
Yeah.
You keep it as the top seed for the, you know.
Does it make a difference? This is their first visit.
Sometimes you just don't know, you know.
You don't know. 1-1 pitch. This one hit foul down the first baseline.
So it looks like they're going to cut that run off. Second, third, shorter are up in the middle of the baseline, and short, first and third are really up. So
little Texas leaguer bloop hit brings in 2. This one to the second baseman. She looks the runner back, gets the out at first. Nice play.
Nice play
by the second baseman, Tori Duquette.
So that one, you know, third base, the play was on. We're not going unless it gets through. So because usually if it's contact, you're going. She didn't go, so now you can play normal. So them playing deep, shallow helped them out in that
situation. It was effective, yeah. So the infield moves back. At the plate is Melina Rodriguez, first baseman.
One thing really affected by Carly, she goes out and throws strikes. And so now she's usually up 0-1 on the count instead of the hitter being up 1-0 in the count. So
the pitch, pitches that changeup.
Oh.
In no man's land, 1 run scores, 2 runs score, all the way to third with a 2-run triple is Melina Rodriguez.
Hung that changeup just a little bit.
She hit that right where she wanted to hit it.
2-run triple for Rodriguez. Brings up the first 2 runs.
So the Bulldogs burst into the lead, 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. 2 runs on 2 hits so far for the Bulldogs. 2 outs, and Brooke Ramsey stepping up into the batter's box. Ramsey on a tear to start the season, had 8 home runs in her first 4 games. 14 on the year, 491 average.
That's a good number 6 hitter to have 14 home runs.
Isn't that nice? You want one of those every year, don't you? That one just foul. A nice move by the first base umpire, Lisa Allard-Talamant. Want to let you know Tony Garcia's behind the plate. Don Postel from Northern California at third base. This has been one of those championship weekends where we have had outstanding umpiring. Haven't heard blue the entire weekend. Maybe that's because I have my headphones on, but they have done an outstanding job.
And that's what you want the umpires. You want to do a good job with these kids, make the decisions, and let them decide the factors of the game.
1-2 pitch to Ramsey.
See, Carter can control that. She came hard inside there. You know, she's working out, and she came really hard inside and kind of shocked the hitter a little bit.
Yeah, she was discombobulated. Did not get a swing. The pitch, 2-2 to the shortstop. Up with it is Carranza over to Sydney Abunassar. And the Bulldogs are retired, but not in. Swing and a miss for out number 1.
Kept it outside again.
Had no chance making contact with that one. Stephanie Pelletier, the third baseman, steps up. There was some controversy with her name. She wanted Pelletier. Her parents wanted Pelletier, so we decided today to go with Pelletier, which is what the parents wanted.
They would know best.
They would know best.
It's kind of ironic. Her dad is a counselor at Cypress College, so.
Really?
Yeah, she ended up at Santiago, so.
Pelletier?
Correct.
Okay. One down. We're in the top of inning number 2. Bulldogs 2, Hawks 1.
You know, the thing I love about softball is that you can hear them cheering.
Oh,
you know, they're
that's
cheering.
one of my favorite things.
They're down, but they ain't ever going to give up. And so that's the greatest thing about it. These girls just keep fighting and battling.
I have seen games turn on energy and enthusiasm. I mean, you have to execute, obviously, out on the field, but I think that enthusiasm, that energy can take you, allow you to, I am going to execute. I'm going to do whatever it is I need to do. I've seen it time and again.
Uncle Mo. Uncle
Mo.
Just a little bit of mojo, help you out.
1-1 pitch. Foul down the third baseline into the San Mateo dugout. .97 strikeouts for Neal.
Yep. And Wade's right there. She's 103, so they're comparable in strikeouts.
1 down. The pitch from Neal. Hit hard to the third baseman. Brooke Ramsey doesn't know where it is. So an infield single for Pelletier. That one was hit hard. A hard shot.
Yeah, you know, you want to just, as Santiago Candy, you just want to keep getting people on base to get them ready for McRae. You know, that's their best player. And so now they got a chance. She's going to get a chance to hit unless they hit the double play, but they got a chance to hit.
That brings up the shortstop, Krista Carranza.
Another slapper here.
A lot of lefties on this Hawk lineup.
Lefties and they slap.
Swing and a miss. Standing over at first, Stephanie Pelletier with an infield single off the glove, the shins, the stomach of Brooke Ramsey.
That's why they call third base the hot box.
The
Shots
hot
come
box.
at you.
Yep, that one did. Ramsey still playing up, creeping in. Ramsey up with it, can't get the lead run. Covering from second is Talisa Fiyami.
You know,
So Pelletier moves to second, Carranza does what she's supposed to do.
You know, it's been interesting. You know, a lot of times in playing Santiago this year, they've done that. 1 out, they wanted to sacrifice to get their best player at the plate. That's exactly what they did. She's in scoring position now, and now they got to face. San Mateo's got to make a decision. Do we pitch to her, or are we a little bit more careful?
Well, let's see what she did in the first inning. She tripled
to lead the game off. So
yes, she
you
did.
got to make that decision right now. You know, you're up 2-1.
So McCrae Caton, who tripled to lead off the game. This one gets through into right field, and Caton just beats it out at first. So runners on the corner, and a gapper again.
Yeah, she likes that first pitch too. I think the first at bat she saw one pitch, and then this time, so she's seen a total of 3 pitches and 2 hits.
So 2 for 2, McCrae Caton. Triple in the first, single in the second. Creighton scored the game's first run. That brings up Jordan Diaz, grounded to third base in the first.
Now you got a decision. Are you going to steal her and
I
put
think
the
you
pressure on San Mateo? Looks like they're going to cut that run off. Second baseman was coming to cut the throw.
We saw that Mount San Antonio do that to Sierra, where the runner at first goes down, halfway stops, and it was effective. They, as Brad said, they want you to throw the ball around.
Yeah.
And they did, and it resulted in a run for the Mounties. That one is a called strike.
I think she was swinging, Matt. I think she swung at that one.
Oh, I was screened.
Tough sight lines here.
They are, especially for a slapper.
But what a great place to have a state tournament.
Oh, it's great.
Weather's perfect today.
Yeah, a lot better. And tomorrow is supposed to be even better. Another 10 degrees lower. Nice pitch, but Neal does not get the call.
And sometimes the catcher's jumping up, blocks that umpire out. So we try to tell our catcher, stay down.
Stay down.
We'll let you know if that girl's stealing.
What do you think about framing? I've asked each coach who's been in here with me about catchers framing the pitch.
It's an art, and you got to work at it. And that's why in the bullpen sessions when they're catching, we're telling our catchers, hey, you got to hit your spots and work that frame. It helps the umpire out.
It's got to be kind of not obvious. You can't obviously frame it moving from here to here. That's the umpires, I don't think, like that.
Correct. She's in a tough situation. 3-1 with Duquette, who's a great hitter up on deck.
Runners on the corner. 2 down. And now the bases are full of Hawks as Tori Duquette steps to the plate. Pelletier at third. Caton at second. Jordan Diaz at first. Duquette, who had a single in the first, an RBI single to drive in the game's first run.
And like I said, Tori can slap like she did her first at bat. She has, as you can see right now, the outfield's up. And so against us, she did that her second at bat. She stayed in the box and tripled over her head. So she's got a little pop in her swing too. So there's no place to put her on. So you got to make the decision where you're going to face. Where are you going to put it? All right, time to bring out the non-shades. I forgot mine back in the hotel, so you're going to have to help me out, Matt.
Here we go. Nice breeze, but it's blowing left to right. We saw in game 1 today, the Mounties from Mount San Antonio take advantage of that and hit some home runs.
To right center.
To right center. First 2 batters in the game.
And for Sierra to come back after that was a great effort.
So Tori Duquette, second baseman, RBI single in the first, steps up to bat. And that one hit into the VIP tents.
One thing about Santiago, very aggressive at the plate. As you can see, they'll swing at the first pitch.
You're not going to see a lot of called third strikes ever.
That's right. They're very aggressive at the first pitch. They want it. They want to hit it, and they want to get going. So
one of these teams is going to go home. This is an elimination game.
That's tough. So they're both battling, putting everything on the line right now.
A lot of work to get to the Final Four, only to go home after 2 games. That's a hard pill to swallow. 2-1, the Bulldogs on top of the Hawks here in the second. That one misses.
Came inside to Tori.
So count even at 1s to Tori Duquette. The pitch from Neal. She gets her sign from Leilani Akai. Inside again. Way inside.
Those are the ones you kind of want to lean into.
Stay in there, yeah.
Get yourself an RBI. Tie this game up.
And that's how Sierra got a run last night. RBI with the base, or hit batter with the bases loaded.
It's your batter's box. You don't have to move.
2-1 pitch. High ball 3. Nowhere for Neal to put Duquette. Bases full of Hawks.
You know, now you have to say, do you take a pitch here to force her 3-2 because she's going to give you 2 strikes? It's 3-1. Or do you stay aggressive? I think she's going to stay aggressive.
You have to. Yeah, you're right. The pitch. Outside ball 4. Neal walks in. Stephanie Pelletier. And we're all tied up.
You know, it's going back to there was 1 out, runner at first base. You don't see a lot of teams butt the runner in scoring position. At least Coach Camargo did, so she can get her better hitters to the plate.
And now we see Sydney Abunassar, the cleanup hitter. So back-to-back walks issued by Neal to Jordan Diaz, Tori Duquette. We're knotted up at 2 here in the top of the second. Strike 1.
You know, a base hit or a double here could really
open it up.
Open this game up.
0-1 pitch from Ashlyn Neal inside.
Once again,
it's a little hip hop. Yeah.
Stay in the box and let it hit you.
The baseball has not adopted that rule.
No, they haven't.
We saw it last weekend at the Sierra Super Regional. Runner came back for the Wolverines, who clearly got hit. She leaned into that one a little bit, just missed.
You know, one thing I'll say about the umpires, they're really consistent about calling that pitch on the corner or just outside the corner. All year, they really haven't given that what they call the river. And so at least they're been really, really consistent on that. So as a coach and hitter, you get used to that.
2-1 pitch. Misses outside, and it's 3-1. Bases loaded. We've got Caton at third, Diaz at second, Duquette at first.
That was the perfect example right there. Just a little bit on the outside, and the catcher tried to frame it. And this is a big pitch right here, 3-1.
2 down, 3 on. Run across, and this one's hit to center field. Could be a gapper. Over, gets past the diving Raquel Martinez. 3 runs are going to score. And on with an RBI double, Sydney Abunassar drives in 3.
And Matt, think about this. There was 2 outs for the runner at second base, and then all of a sudden things start happening. That's why you have to play every single out.
Every single out. 2-run rally. Now 4 runs across for the Hawks in the second. And it's 5-2. Santiago Canyon on top of the College of San Mateo. 2 down. First pitch from Neal to Desiree Rascone. Low in the dirt, ball 1.
Just like San Mateo clutched up with the big hit double, so does Sydney. Santiago clutches up.
1-0 pitch. In for a strike.
If you want to win the state tournament, you got to have hitters clutch up with 2 outs, and both teams have done that.
You're absolutely right. We've seen it all 3 games. All 3 games. Sierra did it in the last game. 2 down, 3-run home run by Mata to bring them to within 1 after trailing 6-0. Swing and a miss. Desiree Rascone falls behind Ashlyn Neal. And 1-2.
Remember, Neal's gone inside everything. She has not got outside of this Rascone, so she must have the scouting report on it. She likes it out.
See what she does here inside. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Back to the inside again.
So Neal strikes out White to begin the inning, strikes out Rascone to end it. For the Hawks in the second, they push across 4 runs on 3 hits, leave a runner. And we're heading to the bottom of inning number 2 with the Santiago Canyon College Hawks on top of the College of San Mateo Bulldogs, 5-2. California Community College Athletic Association wants to thank the Coaches Association for their efforts to support this championship. The Coaches Association has provided event management and venue venue administration associated with this premier C3C. I can't say 3C2A CCCAA championship, and the leadership of the coaches has been vital to the success of today's event. The CCCAA is truly proud to count them as an affiliate organization. You know, I've been around a lot of sports in my capacity as sports information director at Sierra. I think the coaching fraternity, the coaching association, is stronger in softball than it is in any other sport. Or should I say as strong as any other sport?
It is strong. It is strong. We have some great coaches. There's some Hall of Fame coaches here that are just dedicate their lives to these young student athletes. And that's a great honor for these young student athletes. So
I know the coaches meeting on Friday went a little bit longer than most of the coaches wanted, but hey. All right, we're heading to the bottom of the second. Up for the Bulldogs, we got the 7, 8, 9 hitters: Natalie Saucedo, Leilani Akai, Taylor Cruz.
Let's see right now. Santiago scored first. San Mateo came back. Santiago bounced right back with 4 more. Let's see what San Mateo does.
So San Mateo looking to answer a 4-run top of inning number 2 for the Hawks. They did it, as you said, Dennis, in the first. Carly Wade pitching to Natalie Saucedo. First pitch of ball.
You know, very important for Carly to come out. Her team just came back, got her those 4 runs to take a 5-2 lead, and now it's about working outs.
Working outs. Just letting your defense do its thing. This one hit hard and deep.
I think that's
could be gone, and it is to straightaway center field. That's about as straightaway as you can get. Natalie Saucedo leads up the bottom of the second with her home run. She hit one yesterday, so she's got 14. She hit a grand slam yesterday.
You know, you think about that, that's your 7th hitter with 14 home runs on the season.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That is outstanding.
That was a no doubter. Like I said, here comes San Mateo again.
Yep. Now it's 5-3. Bulldogs trailing the Hawks.
And this is what Mount Sac wants. Keep playing innings.
Yeah.
More pitches.
Extra
more
innings.
pitches.
They wouldn't mind an extra inning game.
That's right.
Leilani Akai, the catcher, at the plate for the Bulldogs. That one hit to Wade, and she throws it away.
Just making mistakes. That's very uncharacteristic of Santiago playing that many times. Very uncharacteristic. So she had plenty of time. Kind of got a little nervous and threw it away.
So 3rd error this weekend on an outstanding pitcher, Carly Wade.
This is where, as a team, you know, maybe Coach Camargo goes out there and settles them all down and gets going. But
the DP, Taylor Cruz, steps in. The pitch from Wade hit to the third baseman, Stephanie Pelletier, over for 1, not in time for the second out. So Pelletier to Tori Duquette for the first out. That sends Leilani Akai back to the bench.
You remember the first time, Raquel, the fast player, bunted, kind of surprised him a little bit.
Oh, yes, right, yeah.
Looks like they're in this time a little bit, so they figured that out. Be ready for the bunt. First baseman's really close, Sydney's really tight.
Raquel Martinez with Taylor Cruz at first. 1 down here in the bottom of the second. 1 run across already for the Bulldogs. They trail 5-3.
And we're only in the bottom of the second.
Only in the bottom of the second. Over to Stephanie Pelletier. Safe again. Double play denied, but they're getting a lead runner, and that's what you want.
You know, Pelletier's made 2 nice plays. Second baseman Duquette's been there to get the throws. The throws have been right there.
So 2 down. Raquel Martinez at first on the fielder's choice brings up the shortstop, Kayleen Smith. Smith reached on a fielder's choice in the first, eventually scored a run on Melina Rodriguez triple. That pitch in for a strike.
As you see, Matt, she goes right after the hitters.
Yeah.
You know, she hasn't affected the home run. She took her deep, and she comes right back after him. So
I think she gets mad, takes it personally when all that happens, and I'm going to get you. This one hit sharply to the shortstop, Krista Carranza, to retire the side. But the Bulldogs get one run on one hit. There was one Hawk error. And we're heading to the top of inning number 3. The score, Santiago Canyon 5, College of San Mateo 3. Bob McCloskey Insurance is proud to be the official insurance partner of the 3C2A. Bob McCloskey Insurance has been a leader in student and sports insurance since 1975, with student, sports, and camp insurance being their specialty. To find out all about Bob McCloskey Insurance, visit their website at bobmccloskey.com. And we'd like to thank the host college. The California Community College Athletic Association would like to thank Bakersfield College, Sandy Taylor and her crew, the Department of Athletics and staff for hosting the 2014 CCCAA Softball State Championships. It's the 5th year in a row Bakersfield has hosted. Their willingness to host and organize a great state championship for our student athletes and coaches is greatly appreciated.
And this is a great facility to have it. You know, you're so close to the field. It's a great job.
Pickler's in the house complaining about Dennis Bloss taking all the airtime. I don't think that's true. I think we've 50-50. So what does that mean? When you're on the mic again, you have to step it up a little bit. Okay. No. So one more game tonight. That'll be elimination game number 2. Maddie Smith, Madison Smith, the birthday girl, leads off the top of the 3rd for Santiago Canyon. They lead 5-3. Ashlyn Neal.
The way this game's going, I just don't think 5's enough.
I don't either.
Score.
No. And it's going to be one of those games that goes down to the 7th inning. Last at bat for each team. See who the teams can push across. 0-1 pitch from Neal. This one hit to the third baseman. Up with it is Ramsey, and we got a foul ball. Seen a lot of that this weekend. Balls hit off the plate. Or balls hit out of the box, I guess it is, hitting the box. So the count now 0-2. Neal way ahead on Maddie Smith. The pitch to Smith from Neal inside. Ball 1. There she is working the inside corner again.
She's been going inside. Fouled it off and said, let me throw one more inside. Looks like Maddie Smith has moved off the box a little bit.
So inside pitch again? Yes.
There she goes. And Maddie Smith made a little adjustment there. She moved off the plate.
Just a little bit early on the swing, or that would have been in for a hit. Hawks on top, 5-3. Elimination game. Winner plays Mount San Antonio in another elimination game. Loser goes home. The pitch, fouled. And making the grab is Leilania Kai on the foul tip for the out. That's what you like your catcher to do right there. Be fundamentally sound and grab that one. Often hard to do.
And the umpire did a good job by appealing to the first base umpire because he just kind of blocked to see if she actually caught it. So
Victoria White, the center fielder, steps into the box. Struck out in the second to open the second. One down here in the top of inning number 3. The pitch from Neal. Got the outside part of the plate, strike 1.
Looks like we got a lot of coaches here from 4-year schools down here in the box.
A lot of them,
great.
Yeah.
Great for our student athletes. I see Montana's here, Iowa State's here, Wichita State, Middle Tennessee, so this is great.
Fullerton here earlier.
Nevada's over here.
University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
This is awesome to have all these coaches here.
Well, and a lot of them are here because of that showcase, the sophomore showcase today. But I think the timing is better. I don't know what's going on, but the timing has been fortuitous for these 4-year coaches to get out here, more than we've ever had at one of these events. Because that's all you want as a coach, is to get them to the next level. This one hit to Neal. Can't get it. Safe at first. I don't know. We'll see how Andrew Wheeler scores that one. Before we find out, third baseman Stephanie Pelletier singled and scored a run in the second. Let's see what Andrew Wheeler, what do we get on that official score on that one? So a single. Credited to Victoria White. That's probably what I would have done too. And this one hit down the first base line, but it's going to curl foul.
Pelletier, once again, I talked about them being really aggressive first pitch, ready to swing the bat.
We've seen a lot of first pitch swings. So one down, one on. 5-3 score. Santiago Canyon looking to stay alive in this championship series. Leading by 2.
Looked like that was a pitch out. Maybe they thought something was going to be on.
But instead it's ball 1. Trying to keep White at first. The 1-1 pitch. This one hit into center field. Could be a play at third, but the throw is way off.
That was really aggressive base running right in front of her. Center fielder had to go to right field more, and she just kept going. That's twice we've seen that for Santiago Canyon.
Yep. And I think if the throw had been a little bit more where it needed to be, that would have been a close play. So a good play by the center fielder, Raquel Martinez.
Put the pressure on her, you know, making her make a good throw.
Krista Carranza steps to the plate, the shortstop.
Pelletier's come up clutch twice and one out, and you got McCray on deck.
Pelletier 2 for 2. 2 signals. 2 singles. This one bunted up into the air. Bounces foul.
It was a squeeze. The squeeze play was on, Matt.
Squeeze, yeah.
If you remember the third base runner, she kind of had to stop a little bit because it was popped in the air.
Yeah, she didn't want to get doubled off at third. 0-1 pitch from Ashlyn Neal to Krista Carranza. Looks to bunt again. Instead,
you know, these Neal really kept it outside these slap hitters, really making them chase her pitch.
Yeah, we've seen her get a couple Ks as a result of that. Runners at second and third, 1 down. The pitch from Neal. Outside. And there you see what Dennis just talked about. The slapper isn't going to have any way to reach that ball. Even though slappers a lot of times swing at bad pitches, swing at balls.
It's a pretty tough thing to do, to run up and hit a ball.
I don't know how
it's
they do it.
It's hard enough to just sit and hit a ball.
I don't know how they do it. It's an art. I didn't like it for the longest time. But you get the right person with the right wheels, the right execution. It can be disastrous for your opponent.
You know, right now is a good chance maybe to come inside. She's gotten 4 balls outside.
Outside.
You know, she's thinking outside.
2-2 pitch from Neal. Inside. Inside changeup.
Inside changeup. Close.
Really close.
As a pitcher, and a coach, that's one you want.
That's when you're on your batter swinging at that, right?
Yep.
3-2. Payoff pitch coming from Neal. Carranza fouls this one back and out of play. Bounces on the Bulldog dugout. If you missed it earlier today in the semifinals, Sierra trailed Mount San Antonio 6-0, and came back to win it 7-6 in the 8th to advance to tomorrow's state championship. They will have to be defeated twice to not be able to take that trophy back to Rockland. That's strike 3.
Once again, the whole sequence, she went outside, except for one pitch inside. She got, like you said earlier, she got the slapper to chase that ball.
Yep. And that's why you're here in the booth.
The 2 on 2 out, the leadoff hitter.
So 2 outs now.
Caton.
Both on strikeouts in this inning. That brings up the dangerous McCrae Caton, who has a triple to lead off the game in a single, scored twice. You've mentioned time and time again what a dangerous hitter she is. Ball 1 to Caton.
You got to open base. I would be really careful with her right here.
1-0 pitch. Foul ball. Count even now at 1-1. Runners at second and third. White at third. Pelletier at second. They both singled. Hawks up 5-3. Top of the third. 1-1 pitch from Ashlyn Neal. Just misses outside.
As a coach, you just want that consistency, and he's been really consistent.
That's the first grumbling I've heard from a crowd this weekend. This one hit back to Neal in the box, over to Melina Rodriguez at first, and the Hawks are retired. For Santiago Canyon in the top of the third. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left. We're heading to the bottom of the third with the score still 5-3. Santiago Canyon on top of the College of San Mateo. So due up in the third for the Bulldogs. We've got the 3, 4, 5 hitters.
You know, getting out of that inning was huge. It was second and third with 1 out. And you got 9 to strike out, and you got the best hitter on their team to ground out to the pitcher. That's great pitching by Neal.
You got 2 really good pitchers. I mean, you look at their records. Neal 25-2, Wade 23-5. They faced a lot of situations. So we talked about it. I think we just started talking about it. You faced Wade 3 times during the season. Lost all by a run, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, all by 1 run. So you just weren't able to put any hits together, or
we had runners on base, and and she just pitched her way out of it. So she's tough.
So what stage of the season was that when you faced them?
Beginning, middle, and end.
Beginning, middle, and end. Santiago Canyon, of course, winning conference championship for the first time. They're in the state Final Four for the first time.
And just getting here is a great accomplishment.
It is. Just to see the amount of work these athletes have to do, these coaches have to do, administrators have to do, support crew has to do. As the season gets longer and longer, the tasks become more and more. Leading off the third, the second baseman, Talisa Fiami. Fiami struck out looking on a wicked changeup by Carly Wade in the first. We saw her strike out 3 Wolverines on that changeup yesterday against Sierra. That one outside. It gets behind Maddie Smith. And it's Maddie Smith's birthday. All she wants is a win.
A win keeps you here.
1-1 pitch from Carly Wade to Fiami. This one hit to the third baseman. Up with it is Pelletier. Over to Sydney Abunasar at first. It just seems there are times that the defense is kind of casual for Santiago Canyon.
And at this stage, you can't really be casual. You have to really focus in each pitch and make good plays.
First base covered with dirt, and I think, what do they need to cover it a little bit?
The runner slid in the head first. Create a little dust pile.
Big dust pile. So 1 down, we're here in the bottom of the 3rd. This one hit up the middle, not able to get it is Tori Duquette. She dives for that one. And on at first now with a single is Scania Lamoose.
And that was a really good piece of hitting, Matt. The ball was outside. She saw that pitches last time she faced her, and she went right back up the middle. As a coach, that's what you want your players to do.
Make that adjustment. That brings to the plate Melina Rodriguez, the first baseman. 1 down, 1 on for the Bulldogs, trailing 5-3 in the game. A 1 pitch from Carly Wade. Low. Lights on here at Dean and Ada Gay Sports Complex. Light breeze blowing. The most comfortable it's been all weekend right now. This one hit to the second baseman, making the play. Over for the double play. Nice play by Tori Duquette.
As a coach, that's probably the most frustrating, running into that out.
So double play ends the bottom of the 3rd for the Bulldogs. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left as a result of the double play. We're heading to the top of the 4th. The score remains 5-3. Hawks on top of the Bulldogs. So double play. We haven't seen a lot of double plays in any of the 3 games this week. We saw a couple opportunities an inning ago where they got the lead runner, I think, 2 times. Throw a little bit late to get the runner at first.
It's really hard to try and double play. This ball's really a hot shot at you just because the base are 60 feet. And we have such good athletes now.
Matt Folsom along with Dennis Bloss from Cypress College, the associate head coach of the Chargers. Talking to your associate head coach earlier, Brad Pickler.
Head coach.
About the Chargers not being here for 2 years after winning the state championships in 2010, 11, and 12.
It's
been tough. We've gotten close. It just shows you how I think the talent level in the state of California has gotten better across the board. Programs like Cypress, let's just talk about Cypress, unable to get back to the Final Four 2 years after winning 3 in a row.
And before that, last year, we were 23 straight years attending this. And so
right,
that's tough.
Yep.
For us.
Tough for you. Tough for your program. Still one of the great programs in the United States of America.
Thanks, Matt. It's a compliment. Looks like Santiago's got their Peltier warming up in the bullpen.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Maybe they're just in case, maybe.
Just in case. Jordan Diaz leads off the 4th for the Hawks. This one batted up in the air on a slap attempt for the out.
Right there, that's a slapper's nightmare pop-up.
Just got way under it. Didn't get anything good on it. Tori Duquette steps up, the second baseman, double play. Last inning to end the inning for San Mateo. Ramsey trying to get it over to Melina Rodriguez. And the speedy Duquette in with a single. It was a single, all right?
Yep.
In with a single.
Here they go. Duquette, first pitch, gets the base hit.
Duquette reaches the plate. First baseman, Sydney.
So one down, now one on. Sydney Abunassar, first baseman, cleanup hitter, steps up to bat. Grounded to third in the first. 3-run double in the second. Looking to add to her RBI totals for the year. 46 on the year coming in. Now she just had 3 and had a couple last night. She's broken the magic 50 number.
She was outstanding in our league. I mean, our league's one of the toughest around. She was just outstanding.
1-0 pitch. Going down to steal. The throw not in time. Head first slide by Duquette.
Once again, you see Santiago really being aggressive on the bases. Stealing bases. Taking the extra base on base hits.
So runner in scoring position now in the form of Tori Duquette. Looking to add to their 5-3 lead, Dennis. The pitch outside. I don't remember last inning where the pitch was that Abunassar roped for a 3-run double.
It was more on the outside of the part of the plate. It's to right center field. So you got a good base here to keep her first bases open.
A lot of room between left and center. This one hit high in foul territory, and the Bulldogs with not enough room to make the grab. 2-2 count now to Abunassar. One down, one on. 5-3 games. Sunny Arrow Canyon in the lead. The pitch way outside. That one got away from Ashlyn Neal. Wow.
Just a bit outside.
I was just going to say, that reminds me, just a bit outside. 3-2 count now. Runner at third, Tori Duquette. The pitch from Neal, outside, ball 4. Third walk of the game issued by Ashlyn Neal. Runners at the corner for the Hawks. And Desiree Rascone, the DP. We talked about Rascone the last couple times she's up. She's been up. Good hitter.
Likes that ball on the outside part of the plate. Let's see if they can go back inside to her.
First pitch to Rascone, outside, ball 1. Five-3 game. Still in the top of the 4th. Hawks in the lead, looking to add some more. Runners at the corners. One down. That one misses outside. Oh, they called that a strike? That was a late call, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That was a really late call. We're not arguing that it was what it was just a really late call. 1-1 pitch from Neal. That one hit over the head of the third baseman, Ramsey, and that brings in a run. RBI single for Rascone. Score now 6-3. Duquette scores after a singling. Abunassar over to second. Desiree Rascone at first. And I think we may see what we're going to have here. Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change. So coming in.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Bulldogs, number 22, Mercedes Covarrubias.
Lauren Barriatua now steps to the circle.
Oh, okay, I see that. Now pitching number 22, Lauren Beriatua.
So Beriatua comes in to relieve Ashlyn Neal. Ashlyn Neal charged with 6 runs.
This game's over, I'll go get him.
On 7 hits. Beriatua comes in with a record of 10-1. Looks like all in relief, doesn't it, Dennis?
It does.
Only one game started.
One game started.
65 innings pitched, 39 Ks.
Catcher, Maddie Smith.
And that brings up the birthday girl, Maddie Smith. Still only 1 down. 1 run across, 2 runners on. And the first pitch from Beriatua, a strike. Smith grounded to third, struck out in her 2 plate appearances. And that one catches the outside corner. Strike 2.
That's called an illegal pitch.
Illegal pitch. The runners move up.
Illegal pitch will be a ball on the batter. Runners advance.
So the count now moves to 1-1. That was a ball.
Makes the count 1-1.
Illegal pitch is a ball on the hitter.
Not sure what she did.
Runners move up. She just came into the game. That one hit high into the CSM bullpen. Lauren Beriatua in relief now of Ashlyn Neal. Runners on second and third credited to Neal. 1-2 pitch from to Maddie Smith coming from Lauren Beriatua. The pitch, that one hit high, but not deep enough. Tagging in, scoring will be Sydney Abunassar. RBI sac fly for Maddie Smith. 2 down now. Second run of the inning across.
Sacrifice fly by Smith.
And that makes the score 7-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. And I think Nicole talking about, what, leaving early? Maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's what she was doing because they threw the ball to third base for the appeal.
Brings in the center fielder, Victoria White.
So up steps center fielder Victoria White, struck out in the second, singled in the third. Runner at second, Desiree Rascon. The pitch from Beriatua. Slapper looks like she's going to bunt. Corner's moving in. Ball 1. Seven to 3. 2 down. Hawks in the lead. 1 ball pitch. Catches the corner. 1-1. So 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning for the Hawks, as they added to their 5-3 lead with 2 runs. That one outside. Nice grab by Leilani Akai.
Catcher's made a nice dig to keep the runner at second base.
Yep. One thing we've always seen here at the state championships are good catchers. 2-1 pitch. Keeping it in front of her again is Leilani Akai.
The catchers are like the coaches on the field. You know,
They are.
Call the pitches, get everybody, communicate with everybody. So they're like the leaders, so you have to have a good one.
So 3-1 count to Victoria White. The pitch fouled off. Full count now. With 2 down. Runner on. Standing at second is Desiree Rascone, who had an RBI single. The pitch low in the dirt, but the runner's going to move up anyway.
Kept her advancing.
She
started to go to third base. And
wasn't that a dead ball, ball 4?
No, it's still live.
Still live, okay.
Still live.
All right. Learned something new today. Third baseman Stephanie Pelletier steps to the plate. Runners now on first and second. White down there on the free pass. Pelletier 2 for 2 on the evening. Singled in the second, singled in the third. Scored a run in the second. 2 down, 2 on. Top of inning number 4 in this elimination game. Hawks on top of the Bulldogs 7-3. The pitch. Working the inside on that one.
Stephanie's been pretty hot today with her 2 hits. She's played some really good defense too.
Pelletier 236 average on the year. 19 runs batted in. 6 doubles. The pitch to Pelletier. This one hits to shallow right over to make the grab. Scania Le Moose. And the Hawks are retired. But Santiago Canyon adds 2 on 2 hits. 2 runners left, 2 runners left. We head now to the bottom of the 4th with the Hawks on top of the Bulldogs, 7-3 now.
It's a big job, big inning right there to get 2 more runs to add to your total.
Just means the Bulldogs are going to have to put more hits back to back to back.
And as we saw last night, they came back.
They did. They never give up. I mean, they've had 40-win seasons the last 2 years in a row. Probably the last 3 years in a row now that I think about it. 2012 was a good year for them as well. Lost the Super Regional to Sierra. One of the great all-time series. Sierra losing to Ohlone in the opening round of that Super Regional, having to come all the way through the losers bracket, and they did that.
And that is really hard to do.
Hard to do against the quality of teams you face. But the Wolverines got down here and didn't do anything offensively or pitching. Lost to some school named Cypress.
But that was a great opening game,
wasn't it? It was
outstanding. There was home runs hit, and it was a battle.
Cypress jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and then the state's home run leader Ashley Osier gets up, 2 runners on. Bye-bye, it's tied up.
Every time we've played Sierra, they've been great battles. 2 good coaches, Darcy and Brad, have just battled it out.
That's what it's all about. That's what makes it fun. I think I mentioned with the win today, Darcy Brownell has 601 wins on her career at Sierra. So Brooke Ramsey leads off the Bulldog 4th. Is looking at 1 inning ahead. Ramsey grounded to short. Her first time up.
You know, the offenses for all of softball is really advanced. I mean, our hitters are better now. And
Sonny Stupek was talking about that earlier, that a lot of Hall of Fame misinformation is out there because the stats from a long time ago aren't as impressive as what you're seeing now. So it's hard to rate those people from the 60s and 70s. Great grab by Krista Carranza, not in time, as Brooke Ramsey beats out an infield single.
You know, and talking about that, the ball was different. They used a mushier, called it a beer ball. Bats weren't as high-tech, so...
Even the fields were dramatically different. You still had those stadiums that had the portable outfield.
You had 40 feet with the pitcher's mound.
Right, yeah. Natalie Saucedo steps to the plate, homered in her first at-bat.
Deep to center field.
Deep. It was way deep. if you're looking out there now, it bounced behind the American flag on that berm about halfway between what you're looking at the top of the fence and the line of trees. This one hit hard into the gap. And Borg holds the runner at third. Brooke Ramsey stays at third as Natalie Saucedo hits a double off the fence, bringing up Leilani Akai.
Double by Saucedo sends Ramsey at third. Brings up the catcher, Leilani Akai.
So we've been talking about this the whole game. Santiago Canyon goes up by a couple runs, and San Mateo answers. They go up 7-3, and San Mateo looking to answer right here. This one hit off the glove of Wade over to third in time, but a run scores off of Wade's run.
What a smart play by the shortstop.
Yeah, got the lead runner.
Probably wouldn't have got the girl at first base because of how it deflected. Goes to third base, and Peltier makes the tag.
So one down. Leilani Akai over at first base on the fielder's choice. Ramsey scores. Out at third, Natalie Saucedo. Taylor Cruz, the DP, at the plate. That one hit up the middle, but not far enough. They're going to double off.
Nice play by Duquette.
Duquette makes the grab. Leilani Akai too far off the bag at first. She gets doubled off. For the Bulldogs in the bottom of the fourth, 1 run on 2 hits, nobody left, but they inch closer. They inch a run closer. It's 7-4 now, heading to the bottom of the fifth, or the top of the fifth. Excuse me, top of the fifth.
Once again, we saw San Mateo come right back. They gave up 2 and got 1.
Good defense by the Hawks to extinguish that threat.
2 nice plays, one by Duquette, one by the shortstop.
Back to back.
Stop the bleeding.
So if you're scoring at home, that was an F4 for out number 2, and then 4-3 to double up Leilani Akai for the third out.
Back-to-back innings, Duquette starts some double plays.
Yep. Second baseman of the series so far, in my opinion, after what she did yesterday. Doesn't mean anything if she's not going to be playing tomorrow, though.
That's right. You want to, Santiago Canyon, you really want to go back and try to get one more run here just to get that run back, to stretch that lead for yourself, to give you a little breathing room.
Give you some breathing room. Allows you, I think, to play a little bit differently. At the plate, on the field, definitely with the pitcher. Coming up for Santiago Canyon in the top of the fifth with the 9-hitter Carranza, the leadoff hitter Caton, and the number 2 hitter Diaz. And you got the power coming up, the people who can do exactly what you just talked about.
That's why you always, for the Santiago lineup, you just want base runners. Keep them going so you can get your top of the lineup up. That's the producers for Santiago.
Barriatua, Lauren Barriatua in the circle in relief of Ashlyn Neal for the Bulldogs. First pitch to Krista Carranza. Fouled off. Strike 1. That one just a bit outside.
Looks like San Mateo has number 4 warming up in the bullpen. Just in case.
Ashley Miller made an appearance last night. Did pretty well. The problem for San Mateo wasn't necessarily pitching yesterday. It was getting some offense going after putting up 5 runs in 1 inning. They weren't able to put anything else across.
And that was all with 2 outs, right?
It was all with 2 outs.
Batters got out. And Mount Sac is a very powerful offense. They can strike.
Saw that today. 6-0 lead on Sierra. First 2 batters for Mount San Antonio hit home runs to chase Wolverine starter Kaylin Paquet.
And, give Coach Darcy credit. She hits 2 home runs. She took her out of the game and had to make that adjustment. You really don't like to do that, but she had to make the adjustment she wanted to get to Sunday.
Right, she did. The thing about Brownell pulling Paquet's a great hitter. Actually won a super regional with a 2-run home run against Solano. Great hitter. And that's a tough decision to make, but you look at what's important, and pitching is important when you get here. Out number 1 recorded by the left fielder, Natalie Saucedo. And that retires Krista Carranza. And here we go, the always dangerous McCrae Caton, 2 for 2, scored 2 runs. The pitch from Barry Atua. This one hit to right field. Unable to make the grab is Scania Lemus. And Lemus should have had that. I'm going to give her an error.
So tough when you, as an outfielder, that ball's tailing away from you. It looked like it tailed away, but she probably should have caught that one.
So the Caton, the left fielder, on at first on the error by the right fielder. Tailed away from her, but she still should have had it. I mean, it was one of those that at this stage of the game you make. Bunt place over to third goes McCrae Caton.
That's something Santiago's done all year. Even with 1 out, they're butting people over. Another sacrifice.
So sacrificed by Jordan Diaz. Over at third now is McCrae Caton. Tori Duquette singled in the first, RBI single. RBI walk in the second. And a single in the third. She scored on a stolen base and a wild pitch. And then a Desiree Rascon, a single.
And that's something that makes Santiago so tough. They just keep sending these lefties and lefties. They just keep putting the pressure on you.
That one hit sharply to the left fielder Saucedo for out number 3. So for Santiago Canyon in the 5th, no runs, no hits. There was 1 Bulldog error and a runner left, and we head now to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 7-4. Hawks on top of the Bulldogs. Due up for the Bulldogs in the 5th. We'll see the leadoff hitter, Raquel Martinez, then Kayleen Smith, Talisa Fiami. So we got the top of the order due up for the Bulldogs, who have been able to answer most of the runs by Santiago Canyon.
And like we saw this afternoon, you got to play 21 outs. So San Mateo's still in this game, and you just got to keep battling.
So they're doing some yoga out there in the outfield.
Looks like they are. A little dancing around.
I guess you can do that when you have a 7-4 lead and feel confident about what you've been doing. And you have Carly Wade in the circle. I think that's the most contributing of the factors.
Santiago Canyon College's pitching coach played for Brad Knight a long time ago. 2006.
And that is
Lindsay Kablaka. Just a great kid, a great competitor.
So she played for you when?
I think it was 2006, I want to say. For 2005 and 2006, for 2 years, she played for us.
And so she then coached. Is this her first coaching position?
Yeah, this is it. She She lives by Santiago Canyon College, and she's been helping out there for a while.
She get a scholarship after
She
playing
went to
for
Arkansas Tech.
Arkansas Tech, got her degree.
2 years, yep. Got her degree, came back here, wanted to get into coaching, and Santiago's right by her house, so she's decided to go there.
And there she is.
She's been a great addition to that staff.
So she's the pitching coach?
She's the pitching coach.
Nice to have a pitcher like Carly Wade to work with, but you got to credit some of the success to your coaching staff.
She was just a tough competitor.
And isn't it amazing how those tough competitors become coaches? I don't think you become a coach unless you're a tough competitor. This went off the glove. In time. Way to back up Tori Duquette to Sydney Abunassar. For out number 1, Raquel Martinez goes back to the Bulldog dugout, and that brings up the shortstop, Kayleen Smith.
Now batting the number 2 hitter, shortstop, Kayleen Smith.
Smith on the evening reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run in the first.
Sorry, I think it was 2004, 2005 is when she pitched for us.
2004, 2005. Is that single elimination Sacramento City College you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's when you were one and done. You
done.
lost that first one.
Long ride to Riverside for the team.
Oh,
West
man.
Valley, and it was one and done.
Oh. It's Kayleen Smith square in the hip. She's a softball player. She heads over to first.
You know, in the old days of that De Beer ball, had been soft. Those balls are a little harder.
A little harder.
A little
Yeah.
harder.
Hit her in the upper thigh, which on these athletes is pretty much all muscle. It's going to hurt a little bit. Elimination game in progress right here at the CCCAA Softball State Championships. Santiago Canyon 7. The College of San Mateo 4. Looking to take on, one of these two teams looking to take on Mount San Antonio in another elimination game immediately following this one. And that's why you want to be in the winner's bracket. You don't want to play back-to-back games. Up with it is Carly Wade. Sends it over to the second baseman, Tori Duquette, covering. And I got to tell you, I hesitated just a little bit when I saw Carly up with it. Carly has not, I think she'd be the first to admit she hasn't had the greatest game out in the field, or the greatest weekend out in the field. Moving up to second is Kayleen Smith.
Yeah, it's kind of, she thundered her over, you know, with one out, try to get her in scoring position to cut that lead down.
First pitch to Scania Lemus, over for a strike. Lemus grounded to second in the first, reached on a single in the second, and then was double played off.
This one, it's going to be a play at the plate.
Play at the plate. Nice throw out there by Jordan Diaz in right field.
Great throw.
Perfect throw.
I think she would have been out if she would have came home.
She would have been. I think Maddie Smith probably could have set a table for two, cooked a small dinner with the amount of time she would have had before the runner would have reached home. So
here we have one of those first and thirds again, Matt. What is
Got a
San
first
Mateo
and
going to do? They going to try to get this run here? Or?
I think they need to chip away. Swing and a miss by Melina Rodriguez.
That was looking to tie that. That swing was looking to tie this game up.
Wade way out in front. 0-2 count now. The pitch, that one fouled off.
You know, as you see, Wade doesn't take much time. She gets the ball, she gets the signal, and she's ready to go.
That's what I like about softball. Baseball would have done some scratching, some spit, shake off a couple signs, maybe throw it over to first.
More than once.
More than once. How'd Cypress do in baseball this year?
First time in a long time they didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make the
They had a good
playoffs.
season last year. Won it all, didn't they? Yeah. And this one hitting the gap. Scores a run. Crossing the plate, Kayleen Smith. RBI single for Melina Rodriguez.
Like me and you talked about earlier, Matt, no lead is safe.
No lead is safe at the CCCAA State Championships. So 7-5 now, a 2-run lead for Santiago Canyon. Brooke Ramsey, a dangerous hitter, 2 up, or up now. Grounded to short in the first, singled and scored a run in the fourth.
You know, the last 2 San Mateo hitters have not got cheat at the plate. They've taken some big hacks, and, you know, home run here gives them the lead.
That one popped back to the circle. Wisely, Carly Wade says, "You take it, Stephanie Pelletier." I think Carly Wade's laughing at that one, too.
Carly Wade got out of the way real quick.
She did. She moved pretty quickly on that. So the Bulldogs looking to chip away at that lead. Do so. They get 1 run on 2 hits. Have a couple runners left. And as we head to the top of inning number 6, the score now, Santiago Canyon 7, College of San Mateo 5. So that goes down as an F5. You're keeping score at home.
Sometimes you want those pitchers to get out of the way.
Yeah, especially one that's dropped a couple of those.
And those are the toughest things ever. You think you got the 3rd out and it's over, and oops.
Especially when it costs you a game. I mean, there are a lot of things that go into the final score, but those were a couple errors that had a big impact on the outcome.
You know, this pitcher coming in, she's really shut the door down on San Mateo. She's really shut them down. She came in the top of the 4th when they had scored hers. She's really shut down in some tough situations.
Dennis is talking about Lauren Barriatua in relief of Ashlyn Neal. How you doing over there, Cameron? You doing good? Cameron Oates on the scoreboard tonight. Mr. Energy, 8 more sugar than I've ever seen a human being eat at breakfast this morning.
He's coming down now. Look at how low he is. He's in the mellow stage.
Had cupcakes, a waffle with whipped cream, chocolate sauce, strawberry sauce, chocolate drops on it.
Growing young man.
That's exactly what he said. Well, that's what I thought. Wait, is that breakfast or desserts? Or both? And he was wired after that. That's a foul ball.
That was close.
He made me swear that I wouldn't tell our athletic director, Sierra's athletic director, Roz Goldenberg, who also is the fitness and wellness guru, looks at what you eat. When you go shopping, you say, what would Roz do? Would Roz buy this? So I'm not telling anything. Oh, wait, I already did. Sorry, Cameron.
Hope she's not listening to this.
She is. I'm sure she is. No, she.
Sorry, Cameron.
That's all right. He's used to it. 2-0 pitch fouled back. 2-1 pitch fouled back. Screened by that pole right there. Fouled back by Sydney Bunasar. Sydney grounded to third in the first, a 3-run double. Nice hit in the second. And then walked and scored a run in the fourth.
And that's the difference right now.
It is the difference right now. Leilani Akai going out to talk to Lauren Barriatua.
I think she got mixed up on signs a little bit.
Yeah, and that could be dangerous.
I think she was looking for one pitch and got the other. Looks like Mount Sac starting to warm up.
Where are they? Out in the soccer field or out in the outfield?
Out in the outfield taking swings for the next game.
They will meet the winner of this game. The loser of this game faces a bus trip home that is not very pleasant. The winner of next game will face Sierra College in the championship tomorrow at noon, and if necessary, game after that, 45 minutes after the completion of that game.
Sierra's kind of in the driver's seat now. They're home relaxing. You know, they got their dinner. They're ready to go.
Get to go to bed early. This one hit into center field, but right at Raquel Martinez.
Being at Cypress, we've been in those situations a couple times, and it's good to watch teams have to battle it out, knowing that you have a one-game cushion.
And of course, you want to win that first game on Sunday. You don't want to have to play for a winner-take-all, if necessary, game.
You know, it can be done to come back, though. I mean,
it can. Teams have done it. That one hits to third baseman. Up with it, Brooke Ramsey over to Melina Rodriguez to retire Desiree Rascon.
I mean, our last one, 2012, Siskiyou beat us in the semifinal game. And we had to come back and beat Riverside, then come back the next day and beat Siskiyou twice. So it can be done.
I remember that. There was some interesting coaching sanctions, let's just call them that, taking place in that series. That pitch over for a strike. That was a really delayed call.
Lauren's really doing a good job, you know, just keeping them off balance, making them hit to her fielders.
At the plate is the catcher, Maddie Smith. That one hit to right field. Having to go back to make the grab. Unable to do so is Scania Lemus. In with a double is Maddie Smith, and it's her birthday, and that's what she wanted, a double and a win.
2-out double for the birthday girl, Maddie Smith.
That brings up the center fielder, Victoria White.
Brings up the center fielder.
Looks like we're getting a sub, maybe a pinch runner.
And you see this for the catcher, Low, when the catcher gets on like that, because their knees get so, well, they get beat up back there anyway. Catcher goes in, pinch runner, gets her equipment on, has a chance to refresh herself. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter as well. So Mariah Gonzalez steps to the plate as a pinch hitter. I didn't get who is out there at running at second.
Number 13.
Number 13, that's Andrea Olia.
Good wheels.
So Mariah Gonzalez, the pinch hitter right now for Victoria White. And running at second is number 13, Andrea Olia. What do we have? Gonzalez on the year? 367 batting average.
30 at-bats.
11 hits. Has a home run, 14 runs batted in.
What a time to come in and clutch up and get a hit, huh?
Yep, does not have a home run, but has 12 RBI. Yeah, we've seen pinch hitters be very effective in all three games. For Mount San Antonio, in the first inning yesterday, a pinch hitter in the first inning resulted in a 2-run single. It really helped stake Mount San Antonio to a 5-0 lead over these Bulldogs in the first game of this weekend. 2 down, 1 on. That's Maddie Smith at second. Actually, it's Andrea Olia on at second. Pinch hitter Mariah Gonzalez at the plate. 2-1 count to Gonzalez. The pitch inside for Pregnant Woman. That was a good move by Lisa Camargo.
Get down the line a little bit more, Lisa.
Is that the maternal instinct taking effect right there? Two-two pitch, 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch coming from Lauren Berry at Tua. That one's low. Leilani Akai again coming up with it behind the plate. 7-5 game. Hawks on top of the Bulldogs. We're in the top of inning number 6. The pitch, that one hit high. Underneath it is first baseman Melina Rodriguez for out number 3. So the Hawks, no runs. They have a hit, a double by Maddie Smith, but are unable to move her. She's stranded at second. And as we move to the bottom of the 6th, the score remains 7-5. So let's see who's coming up in the 6th for the Bulldogs. We've got the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Natalie Saucedo, who has a home run and a double. Leilani Akai and Taylor Cruz. So some big lumber, even though it's late in the order. And I'm going to stand up before my foot feels like it's going to fall off.
Which is CCC Athletics. Again, that Facebook page is CCC Athletics.
Hey, what Cherie Shoemaker's talking about right now, if you're able to hear any of that, is the Facebook page for the CCCAA is posting selfies from the weekend. You'll see me and Nikki DeQuinn from last night on there. Cameron Oates is on there. Lots and lots of good pictures for people here in attendance in Bakersfield.
Got a pitching change, Matt. Looks like Peltier, we saw her warming up earlier. Looks like she's coming to the game.
So Stephanie Pelletier comes in to pitch. She had started 12 games, has a 13-2 record, 9 complete games. 84.2 innings pitched, 43 Ks.
Looks like Rascone's moving now to third base. She was the designated player.
So Camargo trying to change things up, give a little bit different look late in the game.
Your attention, please.
That, and hoping she can get 6 outs here and bring Carly back tonight.
Yep, that's exactly right. You got to think about that.
Now doing the pitching, Stephanie Pelletier.
So Stephanie Pelletier in relief of Carly Wade, who had a good game.
Rascone enters the game at third base.
Rascone now moves over to third. And leading off the 6th for the Bulldogs is the left fielder, Natalie Saucedo. As I mentioned just a moment ago, home run for Saucedo. She goes down quietly in that time.
She didn't waste any time. First pitch from Peltier. That's a coach's delight.
So 6-3 you're scoring at home. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th, you can't afford to waste outs if you're trying to get back into this game and stay alive in the championship. Brings up Leilani Akai, the catcher. Reached on an error by the pitcher in the 2nd. Fielder's choice in the 4th.
Peltier's giving him a different look. Wade was working more outside, and his first 2 hitters, she's done 3 pitches have been inside. So
how is she different than what we saw from Carly Wade? Not as much speed, not as...
Carly's has more spin in her ball, that left-handed ball, so now you're just going from seeing a left-handed pitcher to a right-hander. Completely different way the ball's spinning and moving.
So you've seen Carly Wade for 5 innings, and now you have to come in and look at somebody completely different. Different arm, different rotation. Count now 2-1 to Leilani Akai. The pitch high, outside, ball 3.
Leilani's doing a great job of staying patient.
That one hit sharply to the third baseman. Up with it is Rascone. Over to Abunassar for out number 2.
That was for Leilani. I got a daughter named Lolani.
Lolani, L-O-L-A-N-I.
That's it.
Now batting the number 9 hitter, designated player, Taylor Cruz.
And with 2 down now. The DP, Taylor Cruz. Fielder's choice in the 2nd, popped out to second base. in the fourth. This one hit to second base. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Bulldogs in the sixth. They're down to their final 3 outs when they come up in the bottom of the seventh.
Duquette made another nice play.
She's had an outstanding game.
I have the winning ticket right here in my hand for that Mizuno custom glove. I'll give somebody $20. You give me $20. I need $20 for this winning ticket. Oh, sorry. That's not. Winning ticket. Red ticket.
Taking a little break here for some water.
We got a great night tonight. The breeze has picked up. Great night for softball.
One team already designated for Championship Sunday. That's Sierra College Wolverines. They came back against Mount San Antonio, a 6-0 deficit. Came all the way back, tied it up, and won it 7-6 in the 8th to stay undefeated in this championship series. They'll face the winner of our next game, which will be Mount San Antonio versus the winner of this game.
You know, Matt, this is crucial, for Santiago Canyon to get another run, build that lead up a little, because you're going to have San Mateo's top of the lineup, I believe. You do. Starting coming up, so they need one more run. That's a good lineup, as we've seen.
Due up for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the seventh will be the leadoff hitter, Raquel Martinez, followed by Kayleen Smith, and then Talisa Fiame. And Bulldog fans know what they can do. They've been watching them play for 2 years. So leading off the top of the seventh will be the pitcher, Stephanie Pelletier.
Pelletier came in and did a great job. She's thrown 84 innings, but to come in an elimination game.
She hits this one foul. Melina Rodriguez unable to make the catch.
So both relievers have done a good job.
Lauren Barriatua for the College of San Mateo. Stephanie Pelletier for Santiago Canyon. 7-5, top of the seventh. And this one hit in the gap between center and right. Trying to make it to second is Pelletier. She does, helping herself out with a leadoff double. Well, that's what you were talking about right there, looking to get some insurance runs. Pelletier going to be a run for. We'll find out what number that is.
Looks like 17. They have a 17? I think they do.
17, Devin Waldron. Let's see what home plate umpire Tony Garcia relays.
Your attention please, entering the game to run. Number 17, Devin.
Matt, this is a great time to bunt her over here.
Get her to third.
And then you have McCray up. So let's see if that's what they do.
So at second base, running for Stephanie Pelletier is Devin Waldron. At the plate is Krista Carranza, the shortstop. Nobody down here in the top of the seventh. Runner on after the leadoff double by Stephanie Pelletier. The pitch hit high but shallow. Making the grab is the shortstop, Kayleen Smith. And that's out number one. And that brings, as you mentioned, Dennis, McCray Caton, the left fielder, to the plate. Caton 2 for 4. Tripled to lead off the game.
I just think you should have bunted there, but we will see.
We'll see. Yeah, move that runner over a little bit closer.
She can score on a sacrifice fly. She can score on a pass ball.
Yeah, only one down. The 1-0 pitch hit sharply into the gap. That is going to score. Devin Waldron.
I guess that but didn't need a butter over there. when your best hitter hits a double,
There you go.
He's going to score.
So McCray ropes it between center and right. RBI double for Caton. And that brings up Jordan Diaz, although we're going to have a pinch hitter.
And runner.
Looks like number 20, Misty Hewlett, in running at second. And at the plate will be Gabrielle Leverado.
Still another run to get him out there. Can help him out. We've seen Santiago earlier in the game with one out, bunt him over. This might be a spot.
So Gabby Leverado steps up as a pinch hitter. Misty Hewlett running now at second for McCray Caton.
Gabrielle Leverado.
8-5 now the score, top of the seventh. Bulldogs trailing with one at bat left to try to extend their season. The pitch from Barry Atua.
You know, the Santiago hitter's been great this inning. Ball's been pitched outside. They've got exactly what they been working all year. Take that outside pitch and go into right center field. So give credit to Santiago this inning.
Discipline and fundamentals. 1-1 pitch. High in the handle. Making the grab is Raquel Martinez for the second out. So F8 if you're scoring at home. That brings up Tori Duquette. The second baseman has had a great game. Duquette singled, an RBI single in the first. Walked in a run, RBI walk in the second. Singled and scored a run in the third. And has had an outstanding day in the field.
Sometimes when you get in the zone, your players just play great. Offensively, defensively, and everything happens.
2 down, runner on. That one hit in the gap. That could score a run, although too shallow for Misty Hewlett to be waved in by Lisa Camargo. She stays at third base. Duquette at first with the single.
And here comes trouble right now.
And here's Sydney Abunazar. Sydney Abunazar. 3-run double in the second. Walked and scored in the fourth. 8-5. Hawks on top of the Bulldogs here in the top of the seventh. 2 down, 2 on. And easily over to second is Duquette. Ball in the dirt. One-0 pitch from Barry Atua. Catches the outside corner. I waited that time before jumping in.
Tony Garcia has a little delayed call.
He does.
But he has been consistent all night with
He
it.
has. 1-1 pitch outside. Ball 2, 2-1.
They've really gone outside to Sydney. You know, this whole inning hasn't really been anything inside.
Sydney Barriatua, first baseman. That one hit high above the lights. Making the grab is Scania Moose, but an insurance run is added as the Hawks score 1 run on 3 hits. 2 runners left. We're heading to the bottom of the seventh. The score now 8-5. Santiago Canyon on top of San Mateo.
They're 3 outs away from advancing.
The next game will start approximately
3 outs away from keeping their season alive. Santiago Canyon 3 outs from heading back to the Bay Area San Mateo.
Approximately 30 minutes to the conclusion of this game.
These are both number 1 seeds. Number 1 seed in the south, Santiago Canyon. Number 1 seed in the north is San Mateo.
And it's, you know, as you've seen here just from every year now, it's the team that gets the hottest. And,
It is.
And Sierra right now is hot. They're on fire. You know,
Refuse to die.
big win yesterday, being down 1-0. Big win today, being down 6-0. So Sierra's hot right now, and hope they will sustain that way.
Your attention please, reiterating the game for the Hawks.
So for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 7th, the last chance of keeping the season alive will be the leadoff hitter, Raquel Martinez, followed by Kayleen Smith, the shortstop, and second baseman Talisa Fiame. Fast players who like to get the bat on the ball. In relief is Stephanie Pelletier. Carly Wade had a good game.
And like we said earlier, the winner's got to come. This game's got to come right back and play. Half hour.
45 minutes from now, one of these two teams, right now it looks like Santiago Canyon's going to have to lace them up and play again.
That's why we play the game, though.
First pitch in for a strike on the leadoff hitter, center fielder Raquel Martinez.
Raquel has that option of bunting, too, like we saw in the first inning.
That one hit up the middle for a base hit. Rounding first is Raquel Martinez. Leadoff single for the Bulldogs. And Kayleen Smith, the shortstop, steps up.
Being in this situation, the object is just get outs. Let that run score if you have to, but let's get outs.
You got a 3-run cushion. That insurance run last inning gave him a 3-run lead.
Nothing over our heads, and let's just get some outs.
Kayleen Smith at the plate. Here comes the pitch from Pelletier. In for a strike.
That's why this game is so great. You got Martinez comes up, down 3, boom, base hit.
Yeah, it's not over. Let's just say 8-5 lead. Nobody down, runner on. It is not over. Thank you. Make one mistake the entire game, and you got to hear about it, huh, Cameron?
I think you need some more sugar, Cameron.
You're wearing down over there, Mr. Oates. Oh, this game's almost over. You have 45 minutes to ingest copious amounts of high fructose corn syrup. 3-1 count now to Kayleen Smith. Maddie Smith goes out to talk to Pelletier. Runner on at first. Leadoff single for Raquel Martinez. Nobody down. 3-run lead for Santiago Canyon. San Mateo down to its final 3 outs of the game, maybe of the season.
She could be looking for this 3-1 pitch here.
3-1 pitch from Pelletier. Gets away from Maddie Smith, but she's up with it. Keeps Martinez at second. Kayleen Smith now at first with the free pass. Brings up Talisa Fiame, second baseman.
Like we've said, every game this series, nothing's ever done.
Nothing has ever been done. We've seen every team come back and make an impact. San Mateo wasn't able to come back all the way yesterday against Mount San Antonio.
Look here, they're going to bring back Wade. She knows this is a big game, and she's got to finish it off.
So one of the best pitchers we've seen this year, Carly Wade's going to step back into the circle. Runners on the play, or runners on base, credited to Stephanie Pelletier. A walk and a single.
Looks like everybody will go back to the original lineup.
So back to Carly Wade, who left in relief a couple innings ago. Lisa Camarco wanted to give a different look with the 6th and 7th inning due up. Carly Wade, as you've seen, if you've been watching these championship games, with a wicked changeup. Also, good control on her pitches.
Like we said earlier, just a couple minutes ago, you got to get outs for Santiago Canyon. So ground balls, get the out. Don't make mistakes right here.
Nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on to 1st and 2nd. Wade back in relief of Stephanie Pelletier, who we think did a good job.
You want to get these girls out right now because remember, their 6 and 7 hitter has, for San Mateo, have a lot of home runs. They got 14, 15, and 13 home runs. So you want to, and one already hit one today. So you want to get these girls out right here.
So stepping up to the plate, Talisa Fiami. Pitch inside. Ball 1. Nobody down. 2 runners on. Hawks in front of the Bulldogs by 3. That one catches the outside corner, strike 1. So here we're looking at the rotation different. The pitches all look different from when they were looking at Stephanie Pelletier out there in the circle. 1-1 pitch. That one hit, lined over, making the play, unassisted double play for Sydney Bonasar.
Santiago's turned four double plays, I think it is today. That was huge.
So a line drive, could have been trouble. Line drive, gloved by Sydney Bonasar. She went over, doubled off Kayleen Smith. 2 down now.
The reason that is huge now, let's say Sakina hits a home run, they're still only up 1.
This
like
one
right
hit
there.
into center field. Nice throw. She would have been dead to rights at center at home plate. Nice throw by Victoria White. Soleil Moose on. Base hit, moves to 2nd on the throw. Raquel Martinez at 3rd. Melina Rodriguez, the first baseman, steps up.
Tying run at the plate. This is where you want to be at.
2 on, 2 down. 3-run lead for the Hawks. Melina Rodriguez. 6 home runs on the year, 38 runs batted in. That one hit high but out of play.
San Mateo, even though they're down, still stayed aggressive. They have not given up, and they're just going for that first pitch.
It's amazing what can happen when your season's on the line and you think, hey, if we don't get some runs here, our season's done. Two down, 2 on, 0-1 pitch. Low, ball 1. Carly Wade back in relief of Stephanie Pelletier, who came in relief of Carly Wade. 1-1 pitch from Wade, outside, ball 2.
You don't want to face the next girl. I think she had a home run off Carly earlier, so you want to try to get this and seal it up.
You're talking about Brooke Ramsey, third
Correct.
baseman. That one in for a strike. Actually, 2 batters from now, Natalie Saucedo hit a home run off of Carly.
My mistake.
Brooke Ramsey, though, hit a single in the 4th. Scored a run. Two-two pitch outside. Woo. So 3-2 count now. 2 outs, 2 on. First base is open. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Lots of nervousness going on here for both teams and their fans. Fans probably feel it more than they do. Three-run lead for the Hawks. The pitch. Fouled back. 45 minutes after the completion of this game, it'll be another elimination game. Here's the pitch. That one hit into right field. 1 run across. And thinking about it was the runner at third.
That's what I said, Matt, earlier. That run was huge, that 8th run. But now you got the winning run, tying run at second base.
So RBI single for Melina Rodriguez, advances to second on the throw. 8-6 the score now. 1 run on 3 hits for the Bulldogs, taking their last gasp.
Lisa's doing a good job. She called timeout, gonna go talk to everybody, calm everybody down. Haven't really been in this situation before. Tell me we got 1 out to go. Let's get this one.
1 out to go. 2 runs to go for the Bulldogs. And those runs are at third base and second base, in the form of Scania Lemus at third, Melina Rodriguez at second.
This is exciting. This is great. Great for the fans. They've picked it up now.
So stepping into the batter's box, third baseman Brooke Ramsey. Ramsey, a power hitter, led the team with 14 home runs this year. Fouled back into the net, strike 1.
And they have not lost their aggressiveness. First pitch once again.
And I think she's swung at a first pitch every time.
Carly likes to throw strikes, and they know that, and they're coming after him. This is great action.
0-1 pitch. Hit to second base, making the grab is Tori Duquette, and the game is over.
You know how poetic, huh?
Tori Duquette,
has had
player of the game.
Great game, got them going, the RBIs, and makes some great double plays, and gets the last out.
So I want to give it up for the Bulldogs from the College of San Mateo. Outstanding season. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's just hard to stomach coming here as the number 1 seed with only a couple losses and heading home without winning a game. And for the Eagles, for the Hawks from Santiago Canyon, still a bird.